today on Divorce Court.
Andre says that I don't appreciate him. Of course I don't appreciate him right now. If he was being the good boyfriend that he was supposed to be and doing what he's supposed to be doing, I would appreciate him more.
I want the judge to tell her to appreciate me and stop always having an attitude.
If he stops cheating and lying and do what he's supposed to do, I won't have an attitude. And if Andre doesn't clean up his act, I'm gone.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Andre Martin and Chantel Fields. The two of you are engaged, looking to get married, but you have some issues. You wanted to come before me. You took my compatibility test, which I have right here. I also have your license, and you've given me permission to tear it up should I think that this union is ill-advised. I'm going to get right into it. Mr. Martin, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why this woman seems to be the one for you?
Well, Your Honor, basically, in the beginning of our relationship, I believe all the problems started because of, in the bedroom, we have a lot of fun in that area, but also a lot of fun in that area caused a lot of problems in that area. And as far, what I mean...
Well, now, what kind of fun were you having?
We have threesomes.
Threesomes?
Go to swingers club. We go to strip clubs. We like to bring strippers home. Different type of fun.
You're saying we. So I'm gonna get a cosign over here to make sure it's true. Did you enjoy those things as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you like the threesomes?
Yes, Your Honor. I like the threesomes, but he knows it's rules when it comes down to those threesomes. I picked the girl.
What are the threesome rules?
I pick the girl, I have her number, and everything goes through me. Because if it goes through Andre and I leave it in his hands, it's going to be a disaster because Andre's going to go, I don't trust him, basically. He's going to go behind my back, and I don't know.
Has he ever gone behind your back?
No.
And done other things?
Yes, Andre has done other things behind my back, but not as far as like with the girls that we brung in together.
But he's cheated with other women?
Yes.
You mean to tell me you got a woman who likes to bring other women with her to bed with you, and you were so foolish as to cheat on her and risk that relationship? That's every man's dream.
Well, Your Honor, she feels that I cheated, but I haven't cheated before.
You haven't cheated?
One time.
One time you cheated?
One time.
And the two women at a time isn't enough for you. I just can't get over that. I mean, to me, I'd be all hugged up on her, wouldn't look nowhere, nothing. I would not want to lose this woman.
She actually was in the bed at the time and she fell asleep. She didn't want to do it. She wanted to do stuff when she wanted to do it and not only on her terms. It got to be on both of our terms. Like, we could do it this day, but then if I want to do it that day, tomorrow, and the next day, it's too much for her.
You hear that, Your Honor?
Your Honor, our first date was a threesome. That's how we figured out we were so into each other.
But see, that's why I think our problems first initiated at, because when I first met Andre, I can honestly say when it comes down to telling me the truth, Andre is a real, like, he tells the truth as far as, like, the things that he has done.
Does he do it often behind your back? I mean, is he a serial cheater?
No, I won't say he's a serial cheater. It's just, I feel like the things that we started has caused him to, you know, go behind my back that one time, as he say.
You say that she doesn't appreciate the things that you do for her. Why don't you explain that to me?
Because, Your Honor, I feel like any woman likes a man who go out and buy her nice gifts without her even having to ask for it. Okay, it was a situation where I brought her the ring she got on her finger. And she basically was like, yeah, she cried at the beginning and everything, and it was a good proposal, but she still, after the fact, was like, oh, I thank you for it, but you ain't have to do it. Like, that's always her saying to me, oh, I thank you, but you ain't really have to do it, or I ain't asked you to go out and do that. Like, thank you, though.
So when you proposed, she cried, you said? Now that's appreciation right there.
It's the word she used after.
And then she said, thank you.
Now you make me believe that the crying is fake. Like, you can't.
Were you dismissive after you gave like, oh, yeah, thanks?
I kind of was. I mean, I understand about the appreciation part, but Andre doesn't realize, like, you know, I want to feel like I want you to appreciate me too at the same time. And
Well, to what extent don't you feel appreciated?
because Andre says that I'm young and I don't do the things that I'm supposed to do, like as far as cooking, cleaning, and in that area. First off, I just learned. I'm not gonna lie. I just learned how to cook. I'm only 19 years old, so when I do try to cook, everything doesn't come out perfect. So I'm not gonna be cooking nothing that's not gonna taste right.
Are you unhappy with her wifely abilities?
Yes, I am unhappy.
Does
Because
she work outside
could
the
at
home
least
as
try
well?
To try,
Does she work outside the home as well?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
When she
Right
want
now, I
when
don't
she
have
wanna
a
get
job.
Okay. Why don't you explain to me the nature of her deficiencies in that department?
I'm the breadwinner. I work 2 jobs. I go out. I work all day. She know that I work overtime if I have to
That's
make
right.
sure
Right.
that
Okay.
our family is straight. And the least that I ask is when I come home, I at least want I at least want my water to be ran, or have my clothes out on the bed, or at least let me know that you thought. I shouldn't have to call home and be like, you made sure you got my clothes out right. You made sure you put something on the stove right. You made sure you put me some water in the refrigerator right. It should already be done. Like if I'm out doing what I got to do for you to make sure you look as good as you look and you straight and you where you need to be at in life, I feel as though that's all I ask for, to be taken care of as a husband. That's all.
I understand what he's saying, but he has to understand we also have a 10-month-old baby that's very, very active.
I work.
Is the house clean?
No.
The
I work.
house is clean.
I clean the house. I take care of the baby. I do all. If I could do all of that, even when she gone, when she is
let me
working,
say-
Your Honor, if when she is working, even though I'm working, I still come home. I still cook, clean, take out the garbage. I still do what
Now,
I
is
gotta
that
do
true?
and take care of the baby
He
without
does-
her asking it.
I'm not gonna lie.
And she got clothes out.
Sometimes he pulls my weight in too, but he can't sit up there and say like I just don't never do it. It's
Sometimes
times when
I
he
say
comes
you-
home where I have his clothes ready, his food ready, his bath ran, and I got a girl in there for all of us.
But tell a little about the time that she tell you, oh, I forgot to cook, or I forgot to have your clothes out. So basically, when you forget about me as a person, like you can't forget about somebody you care about.
Let me explain that to you. Are you ready, Mr. Martin, not to do anything behind her back sexually?
If she takes the relationship seriously, because the next step, if it don't go seriously from here, we've been together 4 years and she's still trying. So if she don't take it seriously,
She's still
It's not
trying
the-
what?
she's still trying to get it right.
Mr. Martin, I'm gonna explain a little something to you. Being an adult and being a housewife and a mother is a very complicated thing. It's not just easy breezy, and if I don't remember something, it means I didn't care about you. You can screw up at work. I'm sure you're not perfect at work. Things happen that you don't get to them in time, or you don't get it done. And when you're 19, I mean, me at 19, you would never get nothing. I'd open you a can of pork and beans and look at you funny. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give people time to do that. And having said this, I want to say something else. The two of you have had very choppy backgrounds, and I think it's important that we understand the nature of your backgrounds and how quickly you had to grow up in order for us to discuss if this union is really something that's going to work. So why don't you tell me first how you met him and what was going on in your life?
When I first met Andre, I was 16 years old. But before I met Andre, I was, just living life. Like I wasn't faithful to anybody. Like I was just dating and having fun. And then when I met Andre, it's like I found somebody who I could, even though I was young, I found somebody like who I want to spend the rest of my life with.
But you moved with him when he was 16, correct?
Yes. We've been staying together since I was 16, but it's just, the complications started once we started indulging in other things. And I'm not saying it was only Andre who wanted the threesomes, because I would come to him.
I got that.
Yeah,
I
I
get
come
that
to him
part.
sometimes
Right.
and ask him
Right,
for
for
him,
the-
because we both
she
are
wanna do
young
it.
and we're promiscuous.
Now, Mr. Martin, why don't you tell me a little bit about your background?
At a young age, Your Honor, I lost my parents at a young age, basically.
How
And
young?
12 years old. And I went to stay with my grandma. It was some issues with, we were getting molested,
Molested?
and basically didn't want to go back, and I was on the streets. And from then, I was living with this lady who took me in at the age of 15, and I believe that's why I like doing a lot of things that I do, because this lady, she used to be just raw to me, because she used to have her wife in the bed and her girlfriend in the bed with her sometimes, and the girl on the couch, and it used to be always a party in there.
So you thought, you know, this is how we roll.
Yeah, and
you women can just get all.
And the reason that I understand what you said about the being young, but I had to raise myself at a really young age, which when Chantel came to me, she was really young too, about the same age as me, but I was a little younger when I raised myself. So even though like I've been through a lot of what life could take you through, and I've been through a lot of my past and my background, I don't let it define me. I just keep growing and get stronger. And you know, you got.
And you two are far more mature than your average 19-year-old and 23-year-old as a function of the fact that you two had to grow up so quickly because of your circumstances. And I do get that. Are you ready, Mr. Martin, not to do anything behind her back sexually?
If she takes the relationship seriously, because the next step, if it don't go seriously from here, we've been together 4 years, and she's still trying. So if she don't take it seriously...
She's still trying what?
She's still trying to get it right. We don't have no communication. And when she does decide that she want to leave, I don't trust her, and she takes the baby. And I have to make her understand that when you put the baby in the situation, you taking it to a whole nother level, because you're not giving me no say-so in my son's life. Like, you have all the say-so, but
okay,
that's what scares me.
I really want to talk about this. I'm going to restart this conversation, because communication is a very serious issue. So let me redirect this a little bit.
Twice she done did it. She done told me the same thing. Everything good, everything okay for like a year or two straight, and then you done took the baby and left without even telling me, communicating with me. She even lied about having a phone.
Okay, Ms. Fields, have you just left him on occasion? Do you believe engaging in threesomes created conflict in this couple's relationship? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Martin, when you say there is no communication, please clear that up for me.
Okay, see, in the beginning, we could talk about a lot. Like, we could talk about our sex adventures, like different things that we wanted to do in life, like businesses we wanted to grow. But it's like, I sit her down and be like, okay, what's going on with you, like, as a lady? What's just going on with you, like, inside your head? Or what's going on with the relationship? She'll tell me, oh, everything's fine, everything okay, everything's good. But then, twice she done did it. She done told me the same thing. Everything good, everything okay for like a year or two straight, and then you done took the baby and left twice. The first time you left on your own, you was just pregnant. But the second time, the baby was already born, and she left and took the baby without even telling me, communicating with me. She even lied about having a phone.
Okay, Ms. Fields, have you just left him on occasion?
I can be honest about that. The first time I did, and
Why?
Because we were going through problems, and I'm the type of person where I'm not a confrontational person, and Andre is very confrontational. So it's like when he wants to talk or we're arguing or something like that, like if we're arguing too much, I'll leave because it's too much.
It's too much fight.
Yeah, it's like.
So that's not true.
Your Honor, it's certain, like, now I'm not gonna lie, like, now we barely can have a conversation, because now it's like, you gotta understand, like, she done broke trust twice, and then the second time you broke trust with a child. So that was like kind of life, like, hurt, pain to me. So it hurt me a lot. I can't just erase that and be like, okay, well, now you're back, and we're supposed to just rekindle this love that we had.
So what do you're thinking about getting married. She has hurt you in that way. How do you think a marriage is going to survive if you're going to stick on that? Because let me tell you something. If a marriage goes them 60 years, she's going to hurt you again. And she's going to hurt you again. She's going to make you mad. She's going to do something stupid.
But I can take all of that.
Well, you can't take this.
I can't. No, it's not. It's the point. I feel like this should be fixed before we get married. Like,
well,
she don't understand the hurt
that?
and pain that she do to people.
What do you need for her? What's the ask? You have to ask her for something.
The ask for her is to appreciate me more, stop always having an attitude with me, and basically just don't always want to do stuff on her own time. Like, it gotta get better. Like,
Ain't Andre's always angry?
Ever since that happened when I took the baby, it's like he's not the same, which I completely understand because Andre is a great father. Like, when it comes down to our baby, Andre is like, you know, he puts in, it's most of the time where he'll put in 60% and I'll put in 40. Mm-hmm. So when I took that away from him, I kind of understand where the trust went at. But it's like ever since that happened, it's like he's not the same. Like,
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
It redefined your relationship.
And he doesn't look at me the same.
It's easier to let for other people to let some stuff go.
But it's
like
not
I let
easy
it go,
for him
but
to let
it's not
go.
easy for me to forget. So I'm not just gonna. I could say, okay, I forgive you, but I'm not just gonna start trusting you again. Like, oh, okay, now you got this trust back right now. Nah, don't work like that.
I got you.
I can't do that.
Let me help you. What will stand in the way of Andre and Chantel having a successful marriage? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. I like you people. You're a little freaky, but I like you.
Thank you.
Here's what I want to say. You're awfully, awfully, awfully young. And I also think that you have a whole lot of reasons not to trust, to be frightened, because a whole lot of stuff has happened to you that people who were supposed to care for you weren't there, even though because they died or because, you know, you weren't being treated appropriately in a home. You have had hurt after hurt after hurt, and you're very vulnerable. You got a big target, you know, because you have been hurt so much. Ms. Fields, you're still a bit of a kid. You got to run around like a kid a little bit, but you never really grew up. You never really growing up is about making plans. It's not about doing what you want right now. It's about determining what's going to happen tomorrow and how I'm going to change, how I'm going to improve, better myself. What is my direction? What is my purpose? What is my 20 years from now? This is what I would ask you two to do. You two need to go to a marriage counselor. They will teach you where your pain is, because you'll never trust her because you're so fearful anyway. And once she did that one thing, that's why you can't get past it, because your trust issues are so deep. That's number one. Number two, in the interim, don't holler. Seriously. I don't care what it is that's going on. There's no need to holler.
With girls, they get so loud.
Don't holler.
There's
Don't holler. Speak. Have a space in your home, a table where this is our communication table. This is where we sit, we hold hands, we got an issue. You say something, no hollering. Gotta hold hands the whole time. Say what you need, what you want, and what you're asking for. Say why you're asking for it, and then you stop. And then you respond. This is what I did, this is why I did it, this is what I can do, this is how I can help you. And then you stop. That's how adults get things done. Well, that isn't how adults get things done, but it's how adults should get things done. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
You can beat how you feel. Once you get mad, that's a loss.
Yes.
Your anger is a loss, because your anger precludes you from being logical. It precludes you from hearing. It precludes you from being understood. It precludes any kind of communication and growth. So the first fight you have in any argument is always with yourself. Okay. And you got to fight down that fear. You got to fight down that anger. You both need to see a marriage counselor. You're young. You need to get it together. I don't think you're ready to get married, but I want you to get married. I'm not going to tear up this marriage license. I'm just going to slide it to the left. Let it expire. Go to a marriage counselor. Be good to that baby. Grow up. Be kind. This matter is adjourned.